Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
think they said they're going to run the same motor as last time. You walked up the back and going.
All right, guys, it's about 11. Excuse me, 11:30. Let's get started here in about a couple minutes. I think Vasquez going to start back in this corner. We'll wrap around like normal. If you guys want to start bringing them up, let's shine them up and let's start this preview here in about 2 or 3 minutes. That'd be awesome. Can you hear on that? Is that good? What's going to lead us on the whole time? So don't yell at. Exactly. We have to stay on. It's not in order. It's obviously alphabetical. So Vasquez.
Yeah. How'd you guys do it, Andy? Do you both talk them all, or you
No, like
you talk one set?
if I say Vasquez, lot 273, 272, and across the bears, and I say the pedigree, then you talk them, and then as I'm talking, and then as you're talking them, I'll find the next one, and then we'll switch back and forth.
So then I'll introduce the next one, saying it to you.
Now, we could just go like firm by firm instead of like, you can do all Vasquez, I can do all Triggs, I can do all, whatever. It's easier that way. But you have 10?
I know. You got one? Somebody got one. Your dad?
Yeah, my dad's here. He's a grinder.
He's a grinder.
Quick front. Hey, Butters, give me a pen. And I just cross them fuckers off, because otherwise it gets confusing as well. Thank you. Are you doing 2 and 2, all 4? Okay, what are the Durox tags? 275, 274. Like this?
Butters got you one, Bill.
Got one. 2 of them. Hey, Butters, I need you to actually do a job. You're gonna stand right here. You're gonna yell out your tags. No, you're gonna yell out your tags.
That sounds like a Mason Edwards job.
Hey, where's he at? This is on. So don't yell. They can all hear us right now. Is Mason Edwards here? He's at.
Yep.
He's at.
They're behind the brown box. Behind the feed, behind the brown box.
Oh my God. That's not what I need you to stand right here.
Ask the lane.
Hammer down a burrito. This is on, so you can't yell after this. Fuck. What were the 2?
Is there a mute option for the preview? Is there a mute option for the preview?
Ask him. 275, 274. You got that?
Yeah.
And don't say lot number, because no one knows online what those are. Say tag number. I think we're going to go ahead and get started here slowly and start out with Vasquez show pigs here. Lots 274 is going to be the Duroc Gilt, and lot 275 is going to be the Duroc Boar. They're not mates. The Duroc Gilt's crazy pieces. Essential, and this Duroc Boar is a got-it-all sod buster. We're going to give you the tag numbers. I'm going to talk about that. I'll have LJ describe them to you guys, and we'll switch back and forth. We're going to try to be as efficient as we possibly can, but obviously we want people on Walton to see what they have. Obviously you guys in person as well. If you guys see them, write down their tag numbers. Go kick them out after. We're going to get this thing hopefully wrapped up here by 1:30-ish. Give you a half hour to kick through, and we'll get this sale started at 2. So 275 and 274 from Vasquez. We'll let LJ talk them.
Wicked way to start, in my opinion. And we're pinned back here with these guys on the backside of the barn. And I tell you what, we've seen this pair of reds out all week, and I think this red gilt has been one of the buzzes of the barn, if you would. Heavy duty, wicked look, and wild proportions. I don't know what you want a red gilt built like for how you feed them. I'd tell you at my place and home what we like. Red gilt hits me pretty hard. Don't take anything away from this male pig. Hey, stout, broad, burly. You just roll with him, get him where you want to. I think a good kind of a jackpot pig that's going to get there. One thing you know, when you get one from Vasquez, hey, they're going to feed. They're not little pigs that are going to go home and go the wrong way. They always get it on. They always head the right direction. Pair of reds that should be big time in the end. Vasquez sets a high bar to start. there, and I self-admittedly didn't exactly know where in the state Vasky was from. I tell you what, I typed it in the maps pretty quick. After seeing the set, we're going to have to definitely make a run to the barn because like cross barrows built like this are high-end. I hope we can get him gathered today. If not, I'm hoping there's a set of mates. Beautiful built, great shaped, wild proportions, high-end kind of a pig. I don't think I'd sleep on this belted gilt. To me, one of the outliers in terms of just raw shape, raw horsepower. That thing's bowled off both ends, and they got to start stout. They got to start square. That gilt does it. I thought Vasky brought a rocking good set myself. I'd certainly go check him out in the back corner.
Employer's going to do 236 is the red gilt.
Yep.
Red Bear, and then 241 is the Hereford. The red gilt's mom wins her class of X as well.
238 and 241.
Yeah.
238, 240. Yeah. Our good buddy Charles comes in next. Ployer Show Pigs, and like Hunter told you, we're snaking around the barn, so still on the back wall over there. Brings us an awesome good set, and I know that he's leading off with the red pig. Red pig is tag number 238. Would be a TS2 main character. Mama did a lot of winning there last year. If you jackpotted, you'd remember her. I'm sure the list is long, and we don't have the time to tell you everything. But if you remember the Charles Reds, hey, right there's what she makes. Hereford would be the Hereford is a Trojan Jungle Cat, 11-2 tag, 241 on the Hereford, first pair for Employer.
I think it only seems fitting that LJ talks about him and I get to describe this Hereford Barras. We don't have a barn fight, but I tell you what, this pig's pretty good. Moderate in terms of his length of side. He's stout, he's square, he's got a neat look up front. And if you guys are scared of size, that's what a state fair purebred Barras is supposed to be in terms of his size and his stature. That's a wild-looking one up front that's so comfortable off either end of his skeleton. And last year there was a red gilt on the circuit that made your head spin, won a lot. I know won their county and then went to a showdown, looked extremely good. And like I said, that's the same mother as this Red Boar prospect right here. And like I said, the mom wins her class at the World Pork Expo as well. So I think the power's in the blood on this Red Hog. I think this Duroc Bora is awfully good. VIP eligible on both of these, obviously. If you're out of state, I think these hogs are just quality. Opened up, stout and square ones from Ployer that are going to continue to get better. I think an awesome pair to get started.
We'll start talking. Here's Ployer rolls his next pair in. Charles got a pair crosses for you, 239 and 240. Both crossbred barrows. 240 would be the thin-belted pig. Both out of Wild Man, the boar there at Winter Circles. That's out of Wild Time's mom. 239. His mom's an all-out. 240. Bottom side's a soul. Pair of them from Charles. Crossbred males. 239, 240.
We'll just kind of talk about them, guys. And obviously, if you're sitting down there, you got as good of a view as we do. But from up here, they look crispy backed and ready to roll. And then you watch them kind of gravitate across the ring. Man, they're comfy, they're athletic, and they're good about their skull. They're comfortable about their angles. They're not going to wow you just in terms of fluff right now. But I tell you what, this is what lifestyle hogs are supposed to look like. They're supposed to be comfortable. They're supposed to be athletic, and they're good looking from the side view profile. I tell you what, if you want to question anything, these guys continue to get them stouter and stouter. Every single year they bring them out, and they bring them out on the Jackpot Series, and I tell you what, they make a stir. I like this crossbred pair of them real well. What's the thin-belted one? I believe is 240, and then the wide-belted one is going to be 239. I think an interesting pair, really good pair of dark cross bears that Ployer will bring you.
Next one in to be my entry, 237, crossbred gilt that Callie's got. Be a witness. Kong, witness, obviously, the boar there at Laird's that they lost at the beginning of breeding season, so she's actually a frozen semen deal. Kong, mama would come from Boyson out of one of his best sow families. 237, crossbred gilt from myself.
I'll describe LJ's pig, and I tell you what, I saw this pig at the farm here about 10 days ago, and man, this thing continues to get better every time I see this particular hog. Her rear foot nearly touches the front side of her front paw. She is so long about her hip. She's so comfortable in terms of her skeleton. Man, she's crispy up high. She's ready to roll. These witness pigs just have a neat look to them, and Kong on the bottom side, I think that's going to be complementary this mating. I really like this one. Got a little sunburn up high. LJ got a little happy on the tanning just a little bit at his house. But I tell you what, that hog's quality looks like, what'd you say? A little muffler burn. If you go to his house, he's got a race car right next to the show pig pens. But that is a neat pig that LJ brings you. Only needs one. That one's high quality. Muffler burn. I like that.
That was pretty smooth. Yeah, I would assume.
229's the cross. Could you find it on here? Right here. Diamond B's in next. 229 is going to be this cross. Lead off, buckle up. 230 is going to be the Yorkshire Boar. Hit 'em up. Vending machine. We just go back and forth, and we don't get to describe them. I'm going to tell you their tag number, what they are. I wish I could describe this pair because I'm telling you what. These two in the middle of the ring, the people that are showing these hogs have sold them as absolutely as high as anyone, not only in the state of Iowa, but in the United States, and they're doing it the right way. Some of my very good friends, man, they bring them to the sale. They look right, but even more importantly, guys, they're going to be with you in the long haul, getting these things ready to rock and roll. Whether you're from Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Kansas, wherever you guys are from, they're going to want to see some videos of these hogs throughout the summer, and they're going to win at a high level. I'll let LJ describe this pair to you.
My neighbor, nothing more, obviously brings these pair in, and I would tell you that on this crossbred pig in particular, I don't know how many times somebody's tried to buy this pig this spring, but it's been a lot, and by that I mean it would be staggering how many people have tried to gather him. He brings them here because he's committed to bringing his best ones to live sales. I would think over the last month, if we've learned anything about the Diamond B firm, it is that. It is one incredible pig, in my opinion, that sets in this set and has to be a short list outlier within the barn. Obviously, his mom is wicked good, comes from S&K. He's signed by Leadoff. Them things have been insane. It pains me just a little bit because obviously we have a little friendly competition, if you will, within us. Man, it pains me to see him absolutely bring something like that. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of him. That's a rocking good pig. The York is one that somebody's going to get snagged out of here and probably get you a big cardboard check at Iowa if you're going to show him VIP. His mom is the same mother as the boar that he sells at Louisville for $80,000. I'll be right honest. I've watched his Yorks grow over the years. They always start skinny. They start with the right look, right build, right feature. You got to take them skinny, trust the program, and that pig is built just like all of them. He said, hey, what do we take? He's like, I love this York. He's skinny. Will they find him? I said, I think if anybody pays attention and has watched over the last few years, they will find that pig. Absolutely incredible pair. Gavin brought a heater set of them from Diamond B Show Pigs. Five stars in next. Morning Stars with Tyler showing them 219, 220. Both gilts got a Berkshire and a crossbred from the five-star crew. And a really good pair. Another pair of them, obviously, we've been pinned next to next week, or all week, have had them out a bunch. The crossbred gilt would be tricked out, too, on a heavy hitter. That'd be tagged 220. 219's the Berkshire gilt. To the moon, top it off.
I think an interesting pair of them, and obviously wasn't here last night when you guys kind of had the breeder preview, but first time I get to lay my eyes on them, and I'll talk this Berkshire Gilt first. And obviously the five-star crew, if they don't have the champion or reserve Berkshire Gilt or Bear at Iowa, it's obviously everyone's thinking why, and because they do it every single year, and that's why, guys. That looks like one that's going to continue to be an incredible show gilt for you. But if you want to have a sow at home, I say that one can make you some money as well. Wild looking, short back, neat proportions. She's so comfortable in terms of her skeleton, long about her hip. I tell you what, you put on the miles, you try to find a Berkshire that's moderate in terms of length of body and still comfortable. They're hard to find. And then you stick a wild looking one up front. I like that Berkshire gilt quite well. Target hipped one's awfully good as well. She screams market or breeding gilt just in terms of her muscularity up high. I love her stoutness of jaw. She drives at you like a Mack truck and leaves you the same. If you don't like that color pattern, I tell you what, someone here will buy them and kick your tail with her. I like that one awfully good. A good pair from Morningstar 5-Star Genetics bring you to the chosen ones too. Lane's going to come in next, and Father of the Year, kids laying back there and doing a great job. And tell you what, they've brought a neat set of pigs today, but they've brought a neat set of pigs all year long. Whether you're talking about Chosen Ones One or different previews and stuff that you see on Facebooks, and they sold them as well as any. These guys are doing it the right way. 214. Is going to be the Berkshire Gilt Chain Link Special Effect. This 215 is going to be Hampshire Gilt off the grid example. I know this is and maybe not Austin's forte in terms of this Hampshire deal. I know it's expensive hobby that he's got rocking, but these Hampshires that he's putting together are awfully good. He's going to be known as a Berkshire and Hampshire breeder here real soon.
To me, good livestock men, regardless of color, always bring consistent built stuff. And across breeds, to me, this represents established and where the Lane crew's going. Burt Gilt, hey, if you haven't heard of Lane's Berks, you're living under a rock. They win because they're built like that. Burly-headed, wide-built, round-bodied, square, still comfy with a neat look. That thing's pretty self-explanatory. I would tell you the Hampshire, man, that's the next step. I saw his Hamp male out there at the first Chosen Ones, a pig that had a lot of hype and looked the part. This gilt fits the bill. Langhoff alluded to it. You want to make the most money within this industry or the solidest investment, buy you a belted gilt with a pedigree. Try to buy one as a big one. I guarantee you can't afford them. Don't know what that gilt will bring, but I guarantee you when she wins the Hampstead, the big one, you go to cash her in. It'll be an awfully fun ride home. Great pair to start off from the Lane crew.
Man, LJ makes me want to run through a brick wall after that. Pretty good pig, fired up about it. 216 and 217 is going to be Lane's next two entries. Going to be 216 is going to be the Crossbred Barra, Stride for Stride, My Speed. 217 is going to be the Berkshire Barra, Chain Link, Straight Up Gangster. I did see this Berkshire walk up. I looked to my right. This thing hit me like a ton of bricks just staying here. Be interesting to see what LJ talks about him here.
Real easy. If you like fun stuff, you buy the Burke because there's not very many Berkshire Barrows within the country. I would venture to guess built like that. One of the boxiest, stoutest, hairiest, just furthest reaching pigs within this barn. And then he's pedigreed. He's a Berkshire. That's a neat individual. Be exciting to see who lands him. I'm telling you, in the right hands, that pig's going to be pretty tough to get around. Crossbred's just a good pig. Fundamental. Everything goes the right way. Nice feeding. Everything's going to get there. You always know with that crew, there's not going to be big holes, big issues. You build him like you want him in the end. I think a great pair from Lane to round out on. Awesome set from him. Certainly check him out in the back. Trigger's in next. Triggs Genetics there in Illinois brings us in a pair. 231 would be the Chester Boar. 232 would be the Spotted Gilt. Obviously, you know the Triggs crew is always going to have some wild-looking breed hogs, and another pair of them that we got to see, obviously, in the breeder preview last night. Big-time show pigs. We'll hear what Langhoff has to say.
We'll start off with this Spot Gilt. Looks like a dark horse dropped the mic. Sounds a littermate with second in class dark at Angelo. And the grandma raised a many-time champion Spot Barra for the VM crew there in Wisconsin. And then I'll talk about this Chester male just in terms of a pedigree aspect. Double dipping, big screen, Eileen, mom of the 23 is first litter gilt, obviously getting it done for the Triggs firm. She's a repeat mating, the Reserve Chester Barrett Expo, third overall Chester Guild Expo, Reserve Chester at Louisville. So, I mean, they got an absolute summary here of what these hogs are doing. I'll talk about this Spot Gilt first. I'll be completely frank with you guys. I did visit these guys on Wednesday night or Thursday, and I like this Spot Gilt quite well. In terms of her proportionality, man, she's got a big old rolled up rib cage in her. She's going to have an enormous back when it's all said and done. And to find a Spot Gilt that's comfortable about their shoulder, still square built behind, not squealing out here, I think that thing holds some value. But I'm telling you what, guys, you're going to not find too many pigs better than this Chester male anywhere in the country. And I said any pig that I've seen. This is a top 5 pig I've seen in my travels the last couple of months. This Chester boar hit me like an absolute ton of bricks when I was at their house the other day. Boar or Barra, I'm not real sure, but stoutness of skull, he drives at you like a truck, he leaves you the same way. This Chester Barra is so comfortable in terms of his skeleton. I know they're from Illinois, they're not VIP bred. I don't care what state these guys are from anymore. This pig is going to win the Chesters at the Midwest State Fair, and if not, he is going to be a boar prospect for some, and we'll see a picture in a magazine. I like that pig quite well. Heck of a set that Riley brings you from Triggs Genetics. I said she wasn't squealing, and I jinxed myself there, but that's okay. Tommy Pretz is going to come in next with tag 177. Going to be the lone entry right now for this pen for Tommy, but he's got a trio of them that I've seen on Facebook. I called a couple buddies and said, hey, what they look like last night, the preview. I heard a couple notches. I heard a couple tag numbers, and every guy I talked to, Tommy Set of Pigs, was in that description. Tag 177 is going to be a crossbred boar, unrivaled drip. These unrivaled pigs in the country are awfully good. If you don't have an unrivaled on feed, I'd probably get you one. Maybe this one's your ticket.
Be blunt with you. That's the one that everybody's talking about in the barn, and that's the one obviously we've heard about the most. A very neat pig, and when he dropped in last night, I was sitting in row 2. I quickly made a text and said, hey, we found one. That's pretty different, and I like that pig a bunch. I don't think I'm the only one, obviously. Everybody loves him. You think you're going to get him snuck out? Keep dreaming. I'm sure he's going to cost a little cash. I'm sure he's going to win something once he gets there. Awfully interesting individual, comes from Pretz. My hat's off to him. That's a very good creature that he drops into us.
Next two that Tommy and crew are going to bring in is tag 176 and tag 175. What's the belted hog? What's his tag? 176 is going to be the belted hog. Tommy's on right here is going to be 175 is going to be the white-armed one. 176, a heavy hitter dripped. 176 is going to be unrivaled drip, I believe, is going to be a mate to that boar we just saw. I think an awfully good trio. I know these guys haven't sold many hogs yet this year, but it's because they brought their very best to this live pig sale today, and I think we need to make sure that we hold that true when these guys go into the sale ring, because this trio is awfully, awfully special.
Yeah, wicked set. I know that we twist off on the first one, and that pig needs all the hype and all the talk that we've got. But what I'm going to tell you is when you're back at Pretz's Pins, don't forget to get out these two, because these are two of the next two best ones within this barn. The Little Bear is awfully different. He's moderate in his length of body. He's long off both ends. To me, that hits me as a feeding count of a crossbred barrel, the barrel where everything fits, everything's right. Man, that's a pig that's going to be heard from. And then the white-armed one, obviously a mate to the pig we just see. And pig's got the same general build, right? His look, his skeleton, just his comfort level and his proportions are awfully similar to the one that he drops in. Hey, if that mare gets that extra shot of just stoutness, readiness, and just the extras that his brother's got, right there's going to be the all-time snag in the barn. Awesome set of pigs from Pretz. Once again, my compliments to him. They did a hell of a job. Van Tiger's in next, and 187 is the first one to drop in. Huevos, Hero, Rusty Cage, and we've heard about the Hofschulde bred, obviously, that Cody went and grabbed, or Cody and crew went and grabbed to kind of just re-spark the cross program. Not that it hadn't always been there. Obviously, if you remember the big banners from State Fair, you know that crew's been at the top. But, man, that Hofschulde bred, that was the next step that we all heard about. Here's why. This is a direct one out of her Legends and Dreamers Hofschulde bred right here. Huevos, Hero, Rusty Cage.
I think it's interesting right here that Cody brings in a pretty neat pig, and color pattern ain't going to hurt her. And then you study her in terms of her phenotypic value, and, man, she's neat looking. She's sharply back. She's square built. She looks like a market gilt. She can breed on like a breeding gilt. Looks like a generator about her head and her skull. And then you kind of dip into the details. You look at his phone here, and you say, man, that thing's out of a Hofschulde bred. There's a reason that the Hofschulde crew leads off this sale every single time, because they bring some of their very best. This one's right here. They sold a bred gilt. These guys took advantage of it, and looks like it paid off for him. Awfully good one here from Van Tager.
Cody's next one, tag 188, Hamp Male, John Redcorn, none better. The Redcorn boar would have been the champion Hamp there at Indy. Obviously a tough boar show, a great breeding hog show to win. Mom has raised a couple gilts last few years that they've got along with great on the series. We remember all of them. Out of one of the deepest, most consistent litters, one of the pictures this week that struck me on Facebook as we were coming here, one of the pigs that we heard about as we came here, the Van Tager's Cruise, Hamp Male, tag 188.
I'll be honest, guys, as we buy pigs in the United States, I like buying hogs of this size because you kind of know what you're getting. The guesswork's taken out of it. This hog's ready to rock and roll and looks like he go to maybe even Springfield or Louisville type and then still end at a heavyweight Midwest State Fair Hampshire Barra. Man, I tell you what, this thing's shape, this thing's muscularity, and this thing's comfort level is awfully good for a Hampshire Barra. He's good about his front knee and his shoulder blade, and you get him behind that hog. He's got pin width and stoutness to burn. I like this hog quite well. These Hampshire Barras are tough to find. This one's awfully good. VIP eligible. This hog's pretty good. Kaufman's in next here with a Chester Barra. Looks like Chester Guild, tag 207. Looks like a slip and slide. Coney, this one deserves to be out here by herself. I know they got a trio coming out here, a firm that's known for making elite purebreds that continue to win, not only in the state of Iowa but all over. I think this thing's awfully neat.
Simply put, I love buying hogs from Terry Nathan and crew there in Anamosa. The pigs that are just different, and they're so fundamental, got the right shape and spread. This Chester Gilt reads the same way. I would challenge you to find a Chester Gilt that bold built, yet that loose hinge at the surface. Wicked kind of a pig. I know I've said it on a couple of these firms, but guys, I've fed pigs from multiple of these people in the barn, and I'll tell you which ones feed. The ones that come out of Anamosa have always fed for us at home. Awesome set and a heck of a way to start it off.
Next two in from Kaufman's is going to be kind of their tried and true. These Polands continue to surface all over the United States. Tag 208 is going to be the Poland Barra, and tag 209 is going to be the Poland Gilt. Pair of 13-liter mates. Start them up. Venom. Haven't seen these quite yet, but, man, I think, just knowing from these guys in terms of what they've been turning out, these Polands are awfully, awfully special. Guys buy them out of this sale. They show them and win, and then guys are going to continue to breed on them and make champions for years to come. I think this Poland pair is awfully special, LJ.
A firm that within their breed is as dominant and as much of a household name as I would think anybody within any breed across the country, have set more records than most of us could dream up. These kinds of pigs are why this gilt has got a neat look, a captivating presence, and a wicked build. I'm telling you, when you just let her scroll across the ring, she was in here last night showing off. That's a beautiful built kind of a Poland gilt with the right outline and the right build. Them boys ain't never made one that didn't get stout enough and just broad enough. That gilt's going to be awfully good. And then the barrel, man, tell me what you want a Poland Bear to look like, and let's go. Moderate-bodied, round-bodied, stout, broad, with the right kind of a look. Man, I'm not going to tell you you're going to go home, throw him on the big husky and let him roll. Just manage the pig, let him do what he wants to do. That is going to be one stout, broad, wicked-looking Poland Bear when we get to August and get you some of the VIP money there in Des Moines. Great pair of them from Kaufman. Hurleman's in next with a pair of Hampson, another one that doesn't need any introduction within the breed that they're bringing you. We're pinned right across the way from these guys, and an awesome pair of Hampson they bring you. Tag 180 would be the Hampshire Gilt, Sure Thing Cobra. Tag 181, another Sure Thing. That's the Barra. Bottom side on that deal's a true value. Awesome pair of them. Can't wait to hear how Langhoff describes them.
I told you guys in the last pen that Hamster are hard to come by, and ones that are stout and comfortable and still athletic, man, they're hard. And I think this pair does that to the highest degree. These things are ready to roll in terms of their shape and their muscularity up high. This shorter back one that Mason's on is, man, that is a moderate-bodied one that don't need much feed and management. That thing is just comfortable. He's stout. He's wide. He's opened up. He looks like he can last all the way to his state fair, and honestly maybe last even just a little bit longer in terms of his frame size. Bigger, more elevated, prettier ones, the gilt that were on to my left, and I like that gilt just in terms of her look, her design, still her comfort level. I tell you what, guys, this Hampshire business is hard to play in. There's a set of Hampshires in this sale today that are awfully, awfully good. A really good set of them that Hurleman will bring you. Brady, these yours? Yep. Hamilton Livestock. Brady Hamilton comes in next, and lot 256 is going to be the crossbred gilt wide awake roll call. Tag 257 is going to be your littermate brother. Again, wide awake a roll call. The male looks like he's a target hipped one. The gilt's the big stouty right here with the black top on her. I like this pair. I saw him back there early this morning. I think an interesting set of them. Color pattern's neat. They're going to set you apart. I tell you what, this young man is doing it right. Brady is going to be with you for the long haul. He's putting some neat pedigrees together. Got some wide awake semen. Put it in one of his better sows here. I like this pair awfully good.
I don't know if Brady would agree, but I'd tell you he's a good friend and that we talk a fair amount, and I guess I know quite a bit about his program. I've been to his house a couple times this spring, and as much as I'd love to sandbag you, I got to be honest, this gilt that he brings you, I actually saw her the first time when she was a good-sized gilt on decks. I went back, I grabbed her, I threw her on the turf. I said, all I need is a number. Just give me a number, let's rock. I want to take her home. He wouldn't price her. I called Diane, put her in the barn. She still wouldn't price her. Now I got to buy her like the rest of you. I think a wicked pig. I thought that every time I saw this gilt, the 2 or 3 times, I always thought she was a good kind of a pig. And then the skinny baron was the little brother within that litter. Obviously a litter that he sold very good online. And to me, that pig's just basic build. He's feature and all the fundamentals are where they need to be. He called and said, hey, you think it's a smart move to bring the male too? I said, man, if anybody's paying attention to what they look like, how you've been selling them, and what they need to be built like, I'd certainly come with a pair. Hamilton did it. They're awfully good. Maybe we could take just a little tan off mine and put it on his, but don't let that fool you. You can buy tanning beds every day. I'm pretty good at it, apparently. Awesome pair of them from Hamilton. I will tell you, mother here is $16,000 Tulsa gilt that was like 4th or 5th out blue, maybe wins the Arkansas-Oklahoma deal. Incredible sow that showed in Oklahoma. Like I said, brought $16,000 there at Tulsa. Great pair of them from Hamilton. My compliments to him.
Right here. 218 and 221. There's no.
Yep. McGraw's coming in here, another guy that I'd consider a pretty good friend that I live fairly close to. 218 and 221. 218 is, which one's 218? Both males. 218 is the, hey, what one you got, Dalton? Broken belt, what's your number? 218's the belt, 221's the broken belt. Awesome pair of them. Obviously, 14-3 would be 218. Mom was champion market hog at Marshall County in 24. The other one's mother was a baby pig purchase from Schulte. It was reserve breeding gilt at Clark County last year. Mother's mate brother won South Dakota Spotlight. Hero Grandma was reserve D1 at OYE. Awesome pair from him, 218, 221. Lane McGraw brings you a great pair.
Just looking at him here for the first time, excuse me, this little belted hog looks like one that you can show probably in the first division at Iowa if you want to get some miles out of him. Take him to Exarban and maybe even longer. I like this moderate-bodied one, this 218 traditional belt. A little different pedigree, too. I think that's different. I like that quite well. This half-belted one hit me hard as he came out just in terms of his heaviness of structure, his stoutness. And I'm telling you guys, it's hard to find livestock that's stout about their jaw, still big about their arm, and still comfortably. Watch that one's rear toes go directly away from you. That's a wide pin set that's comfortable off either end. I think a neat pair of them, different in terms of their end point. I think they're both high quality. Good set of them that McGraw will bring you. Lots 218, lot 221. Two of them? Wyatt Garman and family is going to be in next with lots 224. It's going to be a crossbred gilt, Stone Cold All-Out War. And then lot 225, tag 225 is going to be a crossbred boar, Stone Cold All-Out War as well. A pair of mates. I don't get to describe this pair, but I will describe the people in the ring for you. These guys are, a little bit new to the business, if you will, but I tell you what, in 2026, have absolutely sold them as high as anyone in the country. And I've talked to the guys that have bought the $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 pigs that these guys have brought in the ring, and they say they've only gotten better because that's the kind of livestock that they're raising. You look at these hogs in terms of their skeleton, but man, they got extras. I think an interesting pair. I'm sure LJ will describe them to you. This is an awfully good pair of Stone Colds that Wyatt has made for you.
Garmin, and I love this sale because we get a lot of the young Iowa guys that are up and coming to come out, and right now Garmin's out of the bag. Maybe for the last year or two, kind of a honey hole, man. He takes a couple of them to Indy, like Langhoff told you, cracks one off for $10,000. More of them between $5,000 and $10,000 than you can ever dream. Wyatt, I heard, is going to have to buy a new pickup or something to keep the tax man off his behind. He sells them high because of this, and they're wickedly different. They're wild looking. This cross gilt, I like to bear, but man, this gilt is captivating. Her hind leg is so big and got such a good set to it. That thing just travels effortlessly across the ring. Awesome kind of a look, wild proportions, but still to me, a gilt that's skinny. Man, when she turns it on, it's going to be awfully fun. The male's a rocking good pig. Bold coming, round kind of a body shape, still good ahead of his blade. That's an awesome pair from Garmin. It shouldn't take long to figure out why he's been selling them like he has and why he's getting ready to have a big summer in the ring. Awesome pair of them from Garmin.
Wyatt's kind of known there for making some pretty good Berkshires, and then here in the last couple of years brings out a set of crosses that'll make your head spin. But we'll go back to Old Faithful here. Berkshire Barra is going to be tagged 223. Better Off, uncensored. I know that Better Off boar, I believe, there at Drake Hooks, and LJ can probably describe that to you just a little bit more. And then the other Berkshire here looks like 222, looks like a littermate gilt. The gilt is right here in front of me, kind of more splashed up one right here. The one Wyatt's on looks like the male. Pair of Better Offs, I'll let LJ describe them to you. VIP eligible.
We forgot to mention the head honcho of Garmin Show Pigs. As Mr. Garmin walked through the ring, he's the nicest guy in the building, and he's got the best fashion with the sleeves. We got to make sure you mention it. You got to buy a pig from him because he is the greatest guy to talk to in this barn. I love the Garmin crew. Their Berks have been hot for the last couple of years. We talked about them being up and coming. I would argue the Berkshires were the first things to hit for Wyatt and family there at Garmin's. Awesome build, wild looking. We got a heck of a set of breed hogs within the barn. I would tell you that these two Berks are at the upper echelons of anything we've got to offer. Wicked good pair. You got to get that set up from Garmin. Awesome crew, awesome people, awesome pigs. Wolfland makes the John out to us with the next one in, a single entry. You know, one they're proud of. 210 is going to be the single entry within the ring. Got one more behind the gate. 210 right here. He would be a MAGA kingpin from Wolfland.
Trying to stay efficient. We're not going to have too many Lone Ranger ones out here, but I tell you what, Wolfland deserves to be out here by themselves because this hog is awfully, awfully neat. Boar prospect, bear prospect. I think that MAGA stuff at Moyers just screams density. I like this pig's skull. I like his shape up high. I still like his comfort level. I've said that a bunch today, but, man, these guys are committed to bring their best to the chosen ones 1 and 2, and they do that every single time. And I like this bear just in terms of a Midwest State Fair hog, in terms of his skeleton, his skull, his arm. He's tough to pick a hole on, but he's still got extras. This MAGA deal is going to work for these guys. Lot 210 from Wolfland.
211, 212 are the ones that come in next. 212 is another MAGA kingpin, mate to the bear that we just saw. 211, all access play money. Another great pair from Wolfland. We saw them things come through last night. Man, they're ready to roll. They look like a great set of pigs. I travel out that way some, and you always hear about the Wolfland sets and what they put together, pigs that get along. And I'm telling you what, if you were to grab one of them, put them in this part of the country, I think it'd be a lot of fun to have on feed.
I believe this tag 211's the Light Cross Guild All Access Play Money. We'll talk about her first because I like her quite well, and she's captivating about her look. She's still stout about her arm. Watch that gilt go directly away from you guys. That's a big, big pin set. Market or breeding gilt in the state of Iowa, it doesn't really matter. That hog screams quality. I know we don't have a Light Cross division at our state fair yet, but that thing looks like it can run with some darks. Obviously on the Jackpot Series we can. This wide belted gilt, she screams market gilt to me in terms of her muscularity up high, her moderation in terms of length of body, and I'm not sure we've seen a bigger rib cage and a tiny crossbred gilt come through this ring thus far. I like that gilt quite well. I believe she's an all access. If you haven't heard of that boar, you probably haven't bought many pigs yet because he is siring high rent ones that are dense, they're neat looking, they're sharp skulled, and they're moderate in terms of their body. I like this pair quite well. Light cross and dark cross, pick which one you want. I'm not sure the sale order, but these will be towards the top. Just a pair of them here from Carlson. A pair of Abera's 199 is going to be the Crossroad Abera. A Good Boy roll call. Tag 200 is going to be a littermate as well. Good Boy roll call. What's this water belted one? Tag number 199. There from Carlson's going to be the water belted hog. I think an interesting pair with a neat pedigree. This half belted one's awfully dense. We'll let LJ describe them. I think an awfully good pair from Carlson.
Langhoff and everybody else can lay off because I'm telling you, I'm hoping that the wide belt comes home. I think that's a neat pig, and I know that he fights the whip out here. He wants to nip and tuck and duck his head. Man, if you just study basics and fundamentals, that's a bold skeleton bear. He is cracked open when he comes at you. He gives you the same view going away. That bear is consistent. Every angle you study him, good looking, comfortable built. I think a heck of a feeding kind of a crossbred pig that's got a big shot. And then obviously the thin belted one on the far side, or broken belted one if you would, just an outlier, kind of a neat pig. That pig props up. He's as tall at the point of his shoulder, as proper in his length of body, and as unique ahead of his blade as anything that we've seen in the set. And then his hip and his hind leg function, go the right way, got a flag tail. That bear is not going to get missed in the ring. Really good pair of them from Carlson. My compliments to them guys on bringing high-end ones out. Dresser's got a pair of crossbred male pigs that come in next. 267's the thin belt. That'd be a relentless trick shot. 268's a mate. Another relentless trick shot from the Dresser crew. Awesome pair of them. Look like good feeding kind of crossbred show pigs.
I think LJ nails it, and hate to give him a compliment because I really don't like LJ, but this pig right here is only going to get better. He looks like the feeding kind in terms of shape up high, squareness, and stoutness to their skull. Dresser's putting a heck of a set together. I told you guys earlier, this is the size that I like to buy, or anyone would hopefully like to buy, because the guesswork's taken out of it. They're good about their feet and their toes and their angles to their shoulder blades right. Their length out back is awfully good. These are hogs that are big and ready to roll. They look like heavyweight Midwest State Fair bears at the Iowa State Fair. I like this thin belt quite well. That's tag 267. That's that relentless trick shot. The relentless pigs continue to get better and stouter with age. I like that pig quite well. And this black dotted one's awfully good. Like I said, looks like a Midwest State Fair heavyweight show bear that can contend at a high level. They're square built. They're opened up. They're awfully good. They're going to go home and only get better. Awesome pair that Dresser brings you.
You know you couldn't bring male pigs and not bring a gilt. Dresser stays true to that. 269 crossbred gilt, surrender riptide. Obviously, the surrender thing's been popular. And I tell you, on the bottom side of the pedigree, that riptide boar was kind of a local boar, if you will, that a group of guys went in on. I've actually got one of them sows at home. I don't ever think having that riptide deal on the bottom side of the pedigree has been a big issue. Them things are pure generators.
This surrender deal's been good. I know Hoff Schulte Bohr, I believe at Laird's, and trying to buy as many pigs out of him as I possibly can, because he stamps that look. He stamps that hip and hind leg, that rear toe and dew claw and spread that they're after. I'm telling you what, these surrender pigs are going to feed. They're going to win at a high level. This gilt, I don't care what you think, breeding gilt, sow prospect, generator, whatever you want to do. I think she's all the above, if you will, in terms of what she can do. I think she looks like a neat market gilt to me. She's neat colored. She's sharp back. She's broke. She's ready to roll. I love her head. I love her jaw. I love her skull. She comes at you wide and square. She leaves you in the same fashion. I love her rib cage. I love her stoutness to her. I think an awfully good pig. I told you guys, buy these bigger ones. Take the guesswork out of it. Make sure your money's well spent. Dresser brings you a neat trio. I'm not so sure this isn't their highlight. Aaron Family Showstock is coming next, and tag 174 is going to be the Duroc Gilt. She's 11-3 on a flex, and then a littermate sister is going to be tag 170. I believe 171's the lighter hided one. Young lady's on the darker hided one in the corner. looks to be like 174. I think an interesting pair. These guys have been all over the United States, selling pigs, driving all around the world, trying to sell them, and they're selling them at a high level. These pigs are going to go on and feed. I'll let LJ describe this pair to you.
If you're sitting ringside or watching online and have got a hankering for a red gilt, it's going to be hard for me to believe that you can't fill the void with one within this barn and find one that you love. And to be right honest about it, I'm not so sure that the pair in the ring aren't the best two within that division that lay in Ames, Iowa today. These things are fundamental. They're great built, they're comfy, they're good looking. Study the shape of their heads. It tells you they're going to be stout, they're going to be broad, and they're going to be genuine long term. I think an awesome pair of them that fit together, consistency in them, good kind of hogs. They're only going to get better with time. I know they're fighting the whips a little bit. Hey, it's early. Look past it, sit in, and get you one bot that you need right here from the Aaron Crew.
The next two from Aaron's going to be tag 172. Is going to be a Duroc boar. Looks like the mate brother to those two good gilts that LJ just described to you. Sheese 11-3 on a flex. And then this tag 173 looks like the Chester gilt is going to be a standalone. Check the box. I know he's known for making good red hogs, and he continue to do so. He's got a boar at Laird's that's doing extremely good. I think this red boar is awfully good, but this Chester gilt's no slouch.
Hunter beat me to the punch, and that's unfortunate because I've always thought he was just a little slow to doing everything. But, man, you respect the Red Hogs. Red Baron's a good kind of a pig, a lot like them mate sisters we just described. We don't need to beat a dead horse. We're going to take our extra time and tell you about the Chester gilt. That thing is wickedly different in this cat's opinion. I will challenge you to find one that rolled up, that big, and that bold from the back side of her blade to the top side of her hip. That thing is bold going right away, or pin set or spread, yet she's square, still got set, and then got a skinny neck ahead of her shoulder. That's a neat kind of a Chester gilt. You let her home, mellow her just a little bit. That's going to be a big-time Chester show gilt long term. You don't got to get your glasses checked. You're not seeing double. That is Langhoff Jr. coming in the ring. Bedecker Farms, Bryce Bedecker, 260 and 261. 260 would be the Duroc boar all the way, kaboom. 261, no vacancy, limited edition, Duroc gilt. And I know that Langhoff can probably get him described to you. He brings us an awesome set. You know he cares about him because he cuts the tags down just so they fit in him right. You couldn't be normal like the rest of us. But I would tell you, this red boar pig is one of the ones that I think everybody's talking about. He'll tell you about him. I challenge you to find a red hog built like that anywhere in the country.
I told you guys a couple times ago I really don't like LJ. It's because of comments like that, but that's okay. We'll talk about the Duroc gilt first. Butters is one of my very good friends. I get a free hat, I put it on my head, and we're buddies. So, but I'll talk about him in no partial way. This red gilt's awfully interesting in terms of her head shape, her looseness, the skeleton. I'm telling you, this Butters is making hogs loose built, comfortable, still getting them stout and genuine. I like this red gilt awfully well. Not VIP eligible. If you're listening on Walton and you're from Illinois, she looks like a contending red gilt for sure. But I will talk about this red boar. If I loved Butters or if I didn't like him, I would still talk highly about this pig. This is, for what that matters, my very favorite pig that will run through the barn today into the ring. I'm not sure if he'll be the high seller or not. I love to feed him for a red barra. For whatever state we can show him in, but he looks like a generating boar to me. It is so hard to put a skull, a head shape, and an ear set on a red bear that looks like that and still be opened up coming at you. He's shapely backed. He's dense behind. He is my very favorite pig that we've seen today. He looks like a boar prospect. If you want to cut him, I wouldn't want to show against him. Awfully good pair that Butters will bring you. Butters leaves and lights go out, and Jackpot comes in next. Let me find him on my sheet here. Looks like 191 is going to be the crossbred boar, El Guapo, all-out war. 192 is going to be a distinctively different tricked out. Not the biggest in terms of their size, but I tell you what, these are some of the high-quality ones that you'll see come out the ring. If you've seen El Guapo, I believe these are the guys that raised them. That boar's doing a heck of a good job. I like the belt a lot. This white pig will make your head spin, LJ. I'll let you describe them.
There's few things that you can take to the bank as facts in life. Knowing that jackpot pigs are going to look different as big ones is one of those things, man. These guys make them and stamp them consistently that when you find a different one at a major hog show at the end, it's no surprise when they come from jackpot. The hogs have just got a different kind of assembly to them. They're wicked looking. They're burly. That they put things together, simply put, that shouldn't go together, and they've done it consistently, and that's why they've sold them well. That's why they've won at a high level, and that's why they get it done. To me, a wicked pair. I get it, the belt's skinny, but that's one neat critter from the side. That thing would be a heck of a lot of fun to put on the feed bucket. You got a long way to go to the end point. When you get him there, I'd be ready to take a picture. Blue one's real good, stout, broad, burly. I'd challenge you to find another light cross with just that much heat packed in them to still remain comfortable. That's a wicked good pair. I know Langhoff's tied up on them being little. I guess I'll sort quality first. I like that pair a bunch.
226, right? Huh? Think. Oh, sorry. 227, I think
Lone entry here to start off the trio from Fink. 227, crossbred boar pig, New World Order in game. Obviously, the New World Orders have been good. Hey, I've had some Fink hogs over the years. Like I told you, I'll stand behind and preach for the firms that sent pigs my way that fed. Right here's a guy and a crew that got it done. I like these things a bunch.
Take 227 here from Fink. Like LJ said, New World 226, excuse me, El Guapo Finkster there, and I believe that Finkster boy was sold at Chosen Ones, I believe, there when it was in Missouri. Guys, we talked earlier about good livestock, but good people. I haven't got to meet the Fink crew just as much as I wanted to, but I've heard nothing but good reports. If you buy a pig from these guys, they're going to help you along the way. Very, very nice guys, but I tell you what, even better livestock. This pig's awfully good. Deserves to be out here by himself. Shapely back, stout skulled, big cage, and comfortable. Man, that thing is so long about his hip, and I got a neat pedigree to boot. I think this crossbred boar prospect's awfully interesting. I think looks like a middleweight contender at a Midwest State Fair. I like this pig quite well from Fink.
Two more crossbred males from the Fink crew. These are the New World Orders. Both of them out of New World Order. Mama on the 227 would be an in-game. Mama on 228 would be a roll with it. Another great pair from Fink. You always know they're going to bring you feedable hogs that are stout and just a little bit different in the way they're put together. Can't wait to hear what Hunter has to say about them.
I think another good pair, and I wanted to end with the blue, but we'll talk about him because he's directly in the middle of the ring, and guys, that thing is broke and ready to roll, and he looks like he could win a jackpot show tomorrow just in terms of his muscularity up high. But, man, that thing even brings a little more density in terms of rear leg than the last bearer that we saw. I love that pig's noggin and just his toughness, his skull, if you will. I like his moderation in terms of length of body. I tell you what, he's got a neat color pattern to boot. One of my very favorites that we've gotten to see today, and I didn't kick back in the barn too much, but just out here, that hog hits me extremely hard as a light cross male. If you got a state fair that can show blues, right there's your ticket. This belted hog's not far off either in terms of just his density behind. He's opened up, he's stout, and he's square. That thing looks like he'll hold just a little bit longer than the rest of them just because he starts with so much natural shape and muscularity. Man, he's opened up, he's wide going directly away from you, but he's still in check behind. I think an awfully good pair. I love this blue male that Fink brings you.
Swartz and Truber, we've got tags number 193 and 194, pair of 10-liter pigs. 193 is the boar pig, 194 is the gilt pig. Quite frankly, Punisher, full mates, the champion D1 at North American in 23, and the third out D3 at Phoenix in 24. Out of their foundation sound that has a laundry list of wins, I'd tell you that pedigree has been synonymous across the country on both sides. The quite frankly's need no intro. Obviously, the Punisher thing, I think it all kicked off with that Rotobaugh Blue Gilt, the Riggs and Thurston race back in the day, and then the Punishers have just been wicked good.
I'll describe this pair to you. And another young guy that's been doing it good, and he drove just a little bit longer than the rest of us to get here. But, man, he brings you a good pair. And I know this little belted hog's probably just a little bit greener than the rest of them guys. But, man, there's a waspy look up front. That's still a good one in terms of skeleton and muscularity up high is still good. Flag-tailed, wild-looking, sharp-built. That hog's going to only continue to get better as you get him home. I like that bear quite well. The big husky one is going to be the gilt on the far side, and she, too, maybe getting a little bit more feed than the Barra out here, but man, that's a big back as you sit up here where me and LJ are, a big rib cage, and she's still opened up and square. Man, I like that one's pin set and just rear foot going directly away from you. I think a neat pedigree that LJ rings off to you, and you study them right out here. They'll hit you hard. I think they're different in terms of endpoints, but man, they're high quality. I think an awfully good pair from that Swartzentruber brings you to Chosen Ones 2 and Ames. Chester's going to come in, tag 195, and the Hereford Barra is going to be 197. 197 Hereford Barra is going to be a water boy. Veraki, not sure that's an LJ pedigree, but man, that bear just walking out looked awfully good. And this Chester gilt. Chester Bear, directly in front of me, looks like tag 195. Slip and slide, making waves. Got some notes here that Kelly texted us. Mom of the Tams. My mother, the Hereford, was 4th overall Herf Guild at San Antonio in 25. Chester's a mate to the $5,000 Chosen Ones 1 Barra. Man, if that don't make you want to spend some money, I don't know what does. It'd be interesting to see what LJ describes them to you, but I was in Indy when Kelly brought a pretty good set of them out there. He had a Poland Gilt that hit me hard. He had a couple other peers that sold extremely well and got good homes. This Hereford Barra looks like one that's going to tangle with LJ's, if you will, at the VIP deal, and they're going to be fighting at the backdrop, because that thing looks like one that can win a Midwest State Fair no matter wherever he goes. Moderate in terms of length of body, stout and dense. I'll let LJ describe him to you, but this Chester Bear is no slouch either. I like this pair that Vegas brings you.
Vegas has got a rocking good pair, and I would tell you, first and foremost, some of them Langhoff just tees up for me. You can tell that he struggled to get a degree because the Hereford is a Waterboy Versace. Not that hard to pronounce, is tough for Langhoff. As for the pig, phenotypically, I'm upset with Kelly, to be right honest about it, because to me that pig is different enough, interesting enough, and has far enough reaching pieces that he should have been offered with seed still in him, and then we wouldn't have to worry about tangling on the VIP deal. But he cut him, so he's worth nothing to me as a boar prospect. So now you get to buy him and kick my behind with him. I like that pig a bunch. I think he's moderate. I think he's brown. I think he's stout. He's got to have the right home and be in the right hands. But if that's you and you can get him there, that one's going to be tough to get around. And then the Chester, man, Kelly's Chesters get along. This thing looks like all of his good ones. Wicked looking, beautiful assembled. Watch him go across the surface, the set off both ends of his skeleton, yet he's still up on his feet. He's got the right angles. That's a skinny, immature bear in terms of just muscularity, but, man, he's got all the indicators he needs. Big-time pair of them to start off Sheets pair.
Going to continue in the Vegas pen, and tag 196 is going to be the Tamworth Boar. Marco Walk This Way, and then 198 is going to be a littermate sister, Tamworth Gilt. Marco Walk This Way. I'll let LJ describe this pair to you. Good set of Tamworths that Vegas rounds out their set with.
Yeah, obviously the Vegas Tams, I guess if you've got Facebook or maybe even a carrier pigeon or you went to Indy, you probably heard about the Vegas Tams and know how good that they've been this year. And I'm here to tell you, I think that some of these breeds are around because of Kelly's next generation, if you will. And I think you should have let him take over a long time ago because he's starting to rack in some cash and make them pretty neat. Mama of the Tams is the Reserve High Point VIP Tam Gilt in 25. I think all of us can unanimously say that we remember that gilt. And I remember her being this kind in terms of look, build, just general assembly. She was put together like that, yet I would tell you that whatever they did here, they got an extra shot of muscle, an extra shot of spread, just an extra shot of feature. Awesome pair of Tams, look like they're going to feed. Vegas brings a heck of a set. Warden comes in with 233 and 235. 235 is going to be the blue one, 9-3, a platinum tricked out 233 is going to be another 9-liter pig, so platinum tricked out 2. Awesome pair of them from Warden. I cannot hear to wait how Langhoff describes them and what he has to tell us.
He said, I didn't get a college degree. I'm not sure what I can't hear to wait means, but we're going to wait to hear it right here. This Blue Hog's awfully neat in terms of shortness of back and skull and arm. One of them, they hit me hard. In terms of a light cross division, he looks castrated. He's ready to roll. Man, I like that pig's length of body quite well. And to be that short back, that wild look, and still heavy duty down low, I think that's one of the top enders that we'll see come through the ring here at Chosen Ones and Names. And this target hipped one, mate brother as well. A little different in terms of color, but if you can get past that, man, I like that one shape. I like his skull. I like his openness, just of his chest floor, and just being a stouty, if you will. Looks like a middleweight. Looks like one that can contend. I like this pair awfully well. This blue pig is one of my very favorites that we've gotten to see today.
We wouldn't be in the Warden pen if we didn't have a rocking good spot. 236, 16-7, spotted pig, undercover, Times Square. Going to run the red one with him. That'd be 234 and all the way, paint the picture. You always know Warden's going to have a heck of a set of pures. You expect him to bring good crosses. I'm telling you, you always know that the pures are going to be far-reaching. No exception here.
I like that set of crosses, that we just saw, and that blue hit me hard. But like LJ said, man, these guys, in terms of their purebreds, are on a tear. And with that said, their spot program, second to none. Went out to the Indiana deal, and they sold some high. Like I said, they had some in the NSR deal that looked extremely well. This is one of my very favorite spots that they've laid out in quite some time. Man, look at that thing. His head shape, his ear set, he's ready to roll. His skin and hair is perfect, but you get past all that, that's just good stock. It's opened up, square built, and comfortable, good about their feet and legs. It's hard to find spot bearers that are good in terms of their front knee and long about their hip. That thing checks those boxes with extras. Looks like a contending spot bearer at the Iowa State Fair to me. And then this red boar pig, is not far off, guys. I love that one's look. There's a set of red hogs in this very sale in Ames, Iowa. That's awfully good. Pick the one that fits your price budget. This one's as long-hipped, comfortable, and wild-looking as anything that'll come out here. I like this pair Warden brings you quite well. Wellman comes in next. Tag 213's 51-2, a Crip Cross Ribera, distinctively different, the push. I saw this pig's picture on Facebook. You never know what pictures are going to tell you, but man, you see him in person, and he looks like his picture, and even maybe just a little bit better, if you will. I like this pig a lot. I'll let LJ describe him to you, but man, I like this thing's pedigree quite well. I know we saw it on Facebook, a little bit of Brenning blood in this one. That guy's won the state fair more than any of us in this room combined, and this pig looks like he can compete at that high level. Wellman brings one of them, but he brings one of his very best.
We can all have different opinions on whatever you want to have differing opinions on, but one thing that I guarantee you we can all come together and agree on is that this cat right here has had as much of an upswing in terms of just winners produced, the way they've sold, and the popularity they've had as baby pigs and as big pigs as maybe anybody within the country and certainly within the state. And it's a testament to the extra just effort, time, and dedication he's got in it. Man, Wellman just jumped in feet first and said, I'm going to make better hogs and I'm going to make it work. And we're going to do it the old school way with a little hustle and a little grind. Right here is a product of the program, in my opinion, a stout, wide, burly crossbarrow that is opened up and just genuine as anything that sets within this barn. Yet the shape of his neck's right, the shape of his joints are right. That pig's going to feed. He's going to get there. Hang on, because Wellman's got him another one. Team Frown's going to bring us a pair in 262, 263. 263 is this crossbred blue pig that hit the gate first. That'd be a wild turkey after party. 262 is the Chester Boar, Pitmaster, custom built. Dam of the Chester there was multiple times top 5 overall at South Dakota State Fair for the Eichler family in 23. Light cross male. Mama was a high baby pig that they came from Sweethearts from the Goss firm. She shares the same sound line as the record-selling Choked Up, Low-Key, Roll Call, and more. Man, Franz always has got real investment in the bottom sides of these things' pedigree. I've got a little Franz blood at home this time. I'm telling you what, man, Franz knows how to make them. They know how to generate on. Good set of pigs that he brings us.
I just leaned over here to Franz and said, I remember that Goss pig you bought at Sweetheart. She was about 14 pounds. You could put her in your cup holder and take her home. But, man, she was quality, and she looks like she generated that same quality in this Blue male right here. Boar prospect or Barra, whatever you want to do. I told you guys there's a good set of red Barras and red Gilts, if you will, in Ames, Iowa. Man, if there's not a light cross here that you like, maybe check yourself. I like this pig quite well, just in terms of what he offers, in terms of real-world muscle, stoutness to skull. He's not the biggest in terms of his stature, but Minnesota buyers or Kansas or wherever you guys are at, South Dakota, Nebraska, I think that one fits that setting extremely, extremely well. Looks like a lightweight State Fair Barra contender if you're here in Iowa. I like that Barra a lot. This Chester, this is the right size for a purebred Barra at this stage of the game. Man, that's a wild-looking one. And if you get on where me and LJ are, for a tiny pig that's kind of greener in terms of shape, body, he's got some big shapes working up high. I like this pair that Franz brings you. This Chester's awfully interesting up front. Good set of them that Franz brought to Chosen Ones too. Right here. Oh, shit, that's right. Cron's up next, and looks like tag 270 is going to be the Crossbred Barra worldwide. Picture this. Tag 271 is going to be the Littermate sister worldwide. Picture this. The Crossbred Gilts right here. Young lady in pink showing. Young lady in red's got the male hog. Greg's got me some notes here. Worldwide. Picture this roll call. Mother was champion at Jackson County, Minnesota. 2 Littermate sisters, 1 banners. Grandma's the roll call. So Littermate's the All-Iowa champion 2023. Greg brought out a heck of a set at Indy, and I'm not so sure these aren't even better. And they sold extremely well. I think they were 35 to 5,000. I'm telling you guys, this pair of them is extremely, extremely good. LJ is going to look at them. He's going to describe them to you. I really like this crossbred gilt as a market setting or purebred, crossbred gilt setting. I got a video of this crossbred Barra yesterday, the day before. I did watch it 2 or 3 times. I get lots of texts throughout the day. I made sure to click on Greg's name and look at this pig. Man, he makes them real world in terms of their skeleton, but man, these hogs got extras.
I'll be right honest about it. I wrote down notes on them last night. I like the pigs, and I put them in a list that said, hey, at the right setting and the right price point, we're going to try them. Was on my phone up here, and I apologize because I had to move them off that list to an individual or 2 in here that I said, hey, we're going to probably own them just a little harder. So I made sure to get those in my notes, and now I'm trying to think of how to describe them to you so maybe you don't run me off the pig, but I do think this cross Barra is one wicked creature. The thing is wild up front. He's tough-headed. He's big-armed, and then his hind leg matches it. That is a dense-built barrel with the right spread. Watch that thing come out the gate. Look at his front foot hit the surface. He's dew claws off the ground, and he's still got set. If you don't think that's how cross barrels need to be built, I guess I probably wouldn't show to me because I like that pig pretty good. And then like Langhoff told you, the gilt's big time, and my most comfortable or confident thing in her is that she's also mate to this barrel. And you know that good gilts that come from good litters are going to generate. Man, Cron's been on a hot streak. I was pinned next to him in Oklahoma. I watched him sell one for a bunch of money that's only got better every day. This guy is rocking. The crew is rocking, and I'm here to tell you, if you haven't heard of them at a high level, don't worry, you're about to. Cron's coming for you. Awesome pair of them.
Squires. I got the notes. Yep. Calico's coming by himself. 182, right? 182.
Going to get into the Squires pin. Going to run a single entry by himself the first time, 182 Calico. And we've talked about pigs that dropped in that we heard about last night. Hey, right here, the Squires Calico was maybe one of the more talked about pigs within the barn. and I know everybody just hustled up or quieted up when this pig dropped in last night, and we just let him circle. We'll get you some notes on him. Sal was sold for $25,000 at Holy Smokes in 23. Mav and crew bought her back as a bred last summer. One of the best and most consistent litters. They said that they had all season. The gilt that's going to come is going to be the only one that they offer out of that deal. Wild situation, 182 calico male. Can't wait to hear what Langhoff can string together on this one.
Not sure if there's real words to describe this one, if you will. I'm not sure what the sale order is. I'm not sure if we always start with the best one or where we got to trinkle them in. But I'm telling you guys, this is a top ender in terms of sale order for me. I talked about that surrender boar a couple of times. He stamps that length of hip, that rear leg, and that set to their rear foot, and their dew claw spread behind. And, man, I tell you what, you want to talk about skin hair presentation, these guys got it figured out. But rip that stuff off them. That's a fuzzy-haired, big arm one that is absolutely so long about his hip. He's just so neat about how his shoulders set into him. But man, he's still tough-headed and big-backed and broad. If that one doesn't make some stir at the Midwest State Fair, I'm not sure what we're supposed to feed and find. That hog is very, very good. He could be a boar prospect. If you cut him, he looks like an awfully special one to get up in the morning and feed in your show barn every time. If you don't like calicos, I'd be bidding on this one. It doesn't matter. That thing's color pattern doesn't matter. That one's awfully, awfully good from Maverick Squires.
Squire's going to drop in their last pair of them. Mate's the one we just talked about, and we've already told you this gilt, tag 183, only gilt to be offered out of this sow, 184, Mate Barra. I'm sure Langhoff will try to get something put together that sounds awesome on them. I'll just tell you they're good pigs. They're good pigs from a good litter. Man, I've known Maverick for a long time. That is one sharp hog man. He's put a heck of a crew of people around him to get where he needs to be. This is one firm that you got to have no questions when you buy one from him. Them guys know what's going on. They know how to put them together. It's no surprise their set looks like this.
Mav brings you the pair of belted mates or dark cross mates out here, and I was just talking here. I like this little darker hided one, if you will, a lot. Just in terms of maybe even a lightweight state fair hog, but man, into Kansas City, she looks like an absolute handful. And if that calico Barra boar, whatever you say, keeps his seeds, that's maybe own the littermate's sister, if you will, in terms of having some ROI. But then win a pig show yourself. Man, she looks neat. She looks expensive. I like her quite well. This wider belted mate, he's not as stout, he's not as opened up maybe as that calico, but like we said in the other pens, if that one gets out of your price range, this one came out of the same sow right here. Same pedigree. I like this wide belted one. Looks like a more elevated, bigger in terms of his kind. That thing looks like not a jackpot warrior, but he looks like that one that could make a stir in the end when it actually matters. This is an awfully good trio that Mav put together for you and came to Ames at the chosen ones too. Hofschulte comes in with 279, and Nick texted me and said there's a trio that are awfully neat. He said there's a little guy that's awfully special. Not sure what his endpoint is, but this looks like him. There's a reason this hog is lot one. I told you guys earlier about that surrendered boar and the boars that these guys are putting in stud. This Hofschulte deal is absolutely on fire. The guys are doing it right. Tag 279s, a stride for stride. Quite frankly, here, the belted mother was 8th overall dark cross at Cova. Grandmother made the reserve grand at Kansas City for Ryder Lloyd. I remember that pig. Goss had it. Man, he looked like he could have won in a smoke. Love that pig. This thing has the lineage back in there. Chris said this thing's maybe just a little bit greener than normal, but man, this thing doesn't look green to me. Look at his shape. Look at his moderation. Man, that's a big, big ear set, a stout skull, a big chest. That hog is going to be an absolute handful at a Midwest State Fair. Dense, stout, and wide. I know I probably just described him and took LJ's thunder, but man, there's a reason this pig's lot one.
Langhoff can describe him to you. I'm going to tell you that we talk about firms you got faith in, and if you've never had one on Freed from Hofschulte, simply put, you're missing out. They are at the top because of what they've consistently done, and my favorite thing about them is they're good people. Hell, they've always been good to me. They're good to every customer that they hang out with, and they'll always help you get him there. Point blank on this pig, he is wickedly different. He's interesting, yet he's still green. He's immature, and he's only going to get better. This is a real easy situation, in my opinion. You run until you're out of pesos. When you get out of pesos, you tap your buddy on the shoulder and you split him, and one of your kids can show him one week and the other kid can show him the next week, and that's a knee-known kind of a creature. Awesome way to start Chosen Ones and Ames in 2026.
Hofschulte comes in with two more. Tag 280 and 281. I believe 281 is going to be the crossbred gilt. It's going to be a navy blue surrounded. This crossbred boar is going to be tagged 280, stride for stride. Quite frankly, a mate to the little one that was just in here. Here's his bigger brother. He's got 2 seeds. Hofschulte always stacks this sale with some of the best. They always top the sale in terms of quality. And guess what? When you have the banners that are up here, there's a whole bunch of Hofschulte genetics logos on those as well. The neat thing about them, they ain't going to be cheap, but they're going to feed for you guys. It makes you confident to bid on the Hofschulte Cruise pigs. These guys are doing it the right way. There's a reason they've been around for absolutely ever, and they're not going anywhere.
If you got it in your truck or even your Charger yesterday morning and you came to Ames, Iowa today or whatnot to own the best ones in the barn, and you were serious about taking Game Changers home to build a set around so that your kids had something to show this summer with a shot, you better be loading one of the trio from Hofschulte, and I'm not so sure which one you got to have. I love the first one personally. I think this Baron here, man, in the right home, boar pig, whatever he ends up being, that is one stout, broad, burly kind of a rascal with a big shot, and then the blue gilt. Everybody wants a gilt. You make a light cross like that. How many days have we all got beat by good blue ones? Right here's your shot for your kid to not have to get beat and go home and say, why did we lose? Just handle it today, get her gathered, go beat up on everybody all summer. Awesome pair from Hofschulte, great trio. Certainly something you got to get out if you're serious about being a contender. Chad Martin comes in next with his crossbred gilt. Let me pull up a tag number here for you. Crossbred gilt, 249. Pulse, Frederico. Obviously, the Pulse is the Heimer pig, the hairy burly one there at Danner's that's been so popular and so many guys have used. Awesome start off to the Martin pin. I tell you what, this one was on my short list as they come through last night. Not just the chubbiest, chunkiest, or most dialed in, but if you like feeding good livestock, that one should probably be something you look into.
I think LJ nailed it. Chad always brings a heck of a set out, but, man, they're good, feedable kinds that continue to get better. This crossbred gilt has just got a different look up front about her head, her skull, and her neck, and how she's attached in terms of her shoulder blade up front. But, man, she's still comfy about her shoulder blade and her angles. She's still comfortable off either end of her skeleton. This is a real-world hog that can go ahead and produce for you. But, man, she looks like a warrior in terms of a jackpot style or taking her to the World Pork Expo and end at a Midwest State Fair. I tell you what, take her home, get her fat. This thing looks like a heavyweight contender at a Midwest State Fair. Chad Martin brings one of his very best to Chosen Ones.
We'll get into the conclusion of Chad's pin here with a pair of them. A Duroc Boar Pig, 18-3, tag 250. Have it all, picture perfect. And obviously we got the mate sister, 251. Have it all, picture perfect. Awesome pair of reds from Chad. We talk about guys that you know are going to bring good breed hogs wherever you're at, whatever sell, whether it's online or you're in India and Lebanon or whatnot. You always know Chad's going to be there. You always know his breed hogs are going to be feedable, high-end kind of individuals that are going to be heard from all summer. No different here in Ames.
Man, these red barras and red hogs, if you will, just keep on coming. And I'll talk about the red barra first. That Chad's on in the middle of the ring. Man, that thing looks good, just in terms of his density, his skull, the size of his arm. This is what a red hog's supposed to look like, guys. There's a lot of times these things grow on air, so you don't want them much bigger than this for a Midwest State Fair. These things are green in terms of their shape, but they're good in terms of their skeleton, their build, and their angles up front. I think this red barra is going to continue to get better as you take him home. This red gilt, she's just a little sharper looking up front. I like her look. I like her design. I like the shape to her skull and the width between her eyes. I tell you what, kick that one up and out when you get back into the barns before the sale starts. That one continues to get stouter. Man, she's awfully neat up front. Awesome trio that Chad brings you. Awfully appreciate his help every year at Chosen Ones. Excuse me. Viger comes in next, and lone injury, a little bit of a drive for him, but I tell you what, standing right to my right, looks like that one's worth the trip. 252 is its tag number. Spot gilt, hit the ditch, limitless.
Langhoff's a nice guy that tries hard, but he looked over at me. He's like, "What's Shane's last name? Gosh dang, I forgot it." And I said, well, it's Viger, and I guess if you didn't pay attention to the boar at Beeman's that we sold $250,000 in semen on the other night and figure out where he came from, maybe you're under a rock. Viger is absolutely rocking and rolling right now. Whether it's a breed hog or a crossbred, man, Viger has got his stuff together. He went back, reached down, and uses stuff that he needs to use wherever it comes from. He will buy the ones he needs. I'm telling you, the cat we're walking around the ring right now is one of the brightest, sharpest, true hogmen within the industry. It is no surprise he brings a spot gilt like this. I challenge you to find a better-looking spot gilt ahead of her blade. That thing ain't got a lick of crest, and then she's 8 foot wide, round-bodied with a huge spread. That's a high-end kind of a spot gilt. You get her broke where she'll just run around the pen with her head up and roll out. That's a big time kind of a show gilt. Shane may not be the best showman. I'm telling you, he may be the best hog man. Viger brings us a heck of an entry. He-Man's in next, 205 and 206, 4-liter Hampshires, cold chill legends, obviously from the He-Man crew. We've said it all day long, and I hate when everybody says, oh, not to sound like a broken record, but legitimately, not to sound repetitive, these cats within their lane and their breed are as dominant as anybody. Once again, 205 Hamp Gilt, 206, the Crypt Hamp Male, cold chill legends from He-Man.
Couple good Hampshires here that He-Man brings you in. They always try to sneak a Hampshire in here, obviously in the sale, and man, they don't slip through the cracks ever because they're quality. This Hampshire gilt is stout skulled, big armed, and dense as you're going to have anywhere in the United States. Man, I tell you what, not sure the age on these if they're Jans or Decembers, but January born gilts. Man, that thing looks like she's got a long shelf life ahead of her. That looks like a neat show gilt, but I tell you what, even more valuable as a sow prospect, or maybe even making a board to take to the Chosen Ones next year. That Stouty right there is awfully good. Then the littermate brother over here, just a little sharper jawed and neater up front, still elevated in terms of his head and his neck, comfortable off his skeleton. Looks like would have been maybe a board prospect for him, but to you guys' advantage, he looks like a crip out here. They'll guarantee him, but man, that thing's guaranteed to be awfully good. Neat pair that He-Man brings you, different in terms of their style, but both high quality. W Squared comes in next, and guys that continue to put elite livestock together. I believe they sold one last year to Swenson and crew as a board prospect, and I think that hog went on to feed for them guys and take their very best out to the Chosen Ones every single time. This crossbred gilt deserves to be out here by herself. Lot 2 or tag 242 is going to be a Kong past the hat. I wish it was my turn to describe them, but unfortunately, LJ gets to talk this one for the Warden crew. This one's awfully neat.
I got two options in life. I've either got to go home and get more sows or get different friends because my buddies are bringing really, really good stuff. And although I'm proud of mine, I'm here to tell you these guys that I like to talk to all the time have absolutely turned the wick up and brought you a wild set of them. Luke is maybe at the top of that list. That is one wild-built kind of a cross-gilt. She's stout. She's burly. Man, she's still comfy. I guess if you're scared of stout, opened up stuff, you and I probably aren't going to be friends. She's still comfortable. She's still got the right look. That's a high-end show gilt, whatever side you want to run her on. But I'm here to tell you, if you're trying to make cash and you want to make ends meet to pay the bills, you rely on show pigs to do it. That looks like one generating fool long-term. Wild one to kick off the W squared intro to the show pig game.
They bring you a trio. When you thought that one was awfully special, look to my right. They're about to drop off a pair of heaters as well. Tag 243 is going to be a money line. Last Horizon, that's going to be the belted boar pig out there. And then, like I said, he saw on Facebook, they got some Yorkshire blood out there. Tag 244 is going to be a jackhammer, the Warden. Awfully neat pair. This Moneyline pig's awfully interesting. Moneyline sires the Granite Iowa this last year. Why not do it again with that pig right there?
I'd be right honest about it. I probably sat down and talked with Warden and Warden's significantly better half longer than anybody last night. And we were talking about the sets. And obviously the first question of any feeder or hogman is going to be, where are the mates? And he said, all mates are at home. They look real good. They're going on a bid board this week. And I said, well, which ones do I need to grab? He said, man, the ones here are special. The ones at home are awfully neat. And I can only imagine what they're built like. I'm going to try to gather me one today. And then I'm going to go right down the road to Nevada and try to gather me a couple more of them. I love these things. This York gilt's high end, and I guess I don't care if you like breed hogs or you don't, you like Yorkshires or you don't. That is one stout, opened up, burly kind of a hussy, still with a good kind of a look. This guy makes stuff that generates, this crew makes stuff that generates crossbarrows big time, wrapped up, wicked shaped. Give that thing a little time, man, he's going to be real good. Wild set from W squared. There's a reason they're right at the top of the sale order in their debut. My compliments to them guys on a job well done.
Vrew comes in next. Tag 201 is going to be the spot boar over the limit. Tag 3, and then the belted hog is going to be looks like lot 202. Looks like back points, Mad Dog. Interesting pair of them that LJ is going to describe to you. These guys put a set of pigs together. They're not going to look anything similar in terms of their breed characteristics, but man, they got quite a few sows working there, pures and crosses. They continuously get those cardboard checks like LJ alluded to earlier, and I'm not so sure they're not going to do it again in 2026. Awfully neat pair to start off the brew pen.
Yeah, I don't really know where to start here, man. Guthrie's another one of them guys that it seems like I always talk to and I respect the heck out of. And I went down to his place last week, and he had a nice set of pigs for sale, and they always save so much heat back for that farm sale they got, or both farm sales. And there was a pin of these things, 4 head, and I'm like, what the heck are these and where are they going? He said, hey, we're going to turn up the heat at Chosen Ones and bring some special ones out. He's done just that. This crossbred was the first one that grabbed my attention there a week ago. Round-bodied, bold. That's a big-time kind of a show bearer. When he just slows down and calms down in the ring, watch his hip and hind leg. That thing's got a big rear leg. It moves where it needs to, north and south. Got an awesome mama that come from Evans that cat won a bunch with. Wicked kind of a crossbred bearer. Obviously out of back points there at Hooks that's done a great job. And I say that I loved that one a week ago, and I still like him a bunch, but I'll be right honest, I kicked myself for not buying this spot when I saw him the first time, because that's the one that everybody's fired up on, and we can all see why. Spots do not come with that kind of look ahead of their blade, that kind of refinement, and that kind of cleanliness to their joints. That is one wicked looking, wicked built spot kind of a male pig. You want to make a spot bearer that's going to win. You want to make a boar prospect that's going to sire on, hey, this cat stamped more CPS boars than probably all of us. More of them that you guys didn't even know he made than you can dream up. He's done it for years. He's consistently done it. And I'm here to tell you personally, Guthrie, this is the best set I've ever seen you take out. They're wild good. My compliments to him.
Going to continue to stay in this pen here with a pair of Chesters. Looks like the Chester Gilt going to be tagged 203. Chester Boar is going to be tagged 204. Littermate, 4-liter Littermate, Self-Aware Enterprise. The Chester Gilt is going to be on the far end on the wall. Chester Boar is going to be closest to me. I think an awfully interesting pair. We'll let LJ kind of gather his thoughts here. But that last pen was good. This pair of Chesters is awfully special as well.
Hunter alluded to it in the first pen. I don't know what you'd call the primary breed there in Eddyville, Iowa, but I would tell you, I would think the Chesters have been as hot and dominant as anything he's made. Obviously made the self-aware boar that Wintex bought and has won everything with, and now is at hooks or whatnot, and the Chesters have been so good to that family, and I think this is why, right? Hey, this gilt is stout, broad. She's a husky, kind of a show gilt. We've seen a lot of Chesters today. I'm not saying she's the best one. I'm not so sure she isn't. I will tell you I think she's the most different one in terms of just moderation, true width. That's a neat kind of a Chester gilt. It'd be really interesting to me to see how that thing feeds. And then the Chester Barrow is just a good pig. Fundamental built with the right kind of look and the right kind of spread. That Barrow's indicators are stout and square. You got to give him a little time. Let him get stoutened up. Let him just soften up and settle in when you get him home. When he does it, that's going to look like a whole new creature that'll be an all-time snag. Great pin of him from Guthrie. I know I'm fired up. He brought us a heck of a set. My compliments to that family on doing a great job. Giles comes in next. Jaworski Show Pigs, tag 253. Got an all-access lead the way. Dan was a baby gilt purchase from Trace. I'm sure that the cat to my right can tell you all about her. First litter, deep litter, wild kind of a pig. All access, lead the way. Obviously, Giles has been on a hot streak. Cracks one off for 10,000 last week and then some. This guy wins, and that's all he's done. To me, as rapidly coming on the scene as anybody over the last half a dozen years or so. Man, Giles has got it figured out in Michigan. Guy made a drive. I'd certainly pay it off for him. He brought us a wicked good set.
If you want to win the Nebraska, Minnesota, Kansas State Fair, right here might be your answer. Jaworski has brought an elite set of pigs to every single sale that I have been to throughout the spring, and I thought, man, how's he going to top it? And every time he comes with one just a little bit different than the rest of them, guys. I'm not sure how many people have looked at a whole bunch of pigs this spring, but I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, it is so hard to make pigs that moderate in terms of their body, that wild up front, that dense behind and long hip. The things that just don't to come together, this hog represents. I'm sure I have a sale catalog in front of me in terms of sale order. I'm not so sure this thing shouldn't be in the top 2 or 3 of them. Dense made, stout, open up and wide. Line comes from Trace. Some guys are on a heater as well. Jaworski, one of the very best guys in this business. This thing looks like a Midwest State Fair show winner to me. This thing should sell well and can continue to feed for them. We'll see a banner picture of this one here in the 2027 Chosen Ones Pig Sale.
I remember the next two that come in very vividly from last night. 254, 255, Litter Mates, Clarity, Who Am I? Who Am I? The boar was a home-raised boar that Jaws had. There was a tricked out, Stay Classy. All of these good sows go back to that line. And we had this great debate last night trying to figure out what tags were what number, and me and Gavin, neither one of us were smart enough to read them, I guess. I believe I finally got it right after getting them out of the pins. 254 is the Wild Paint, and that is one wicked good kind of a show gilt. Find a look and a build like that with that kind of density and just stoutness, I challenge you to. Hey, 255 is a really nice pig, stout, husky, wide and opened up. She's going to fit into the right show window. Just let her get where she needs to go. I'm telling you, if you want to play on a high stage at a high level, this painted up one's going to make a difference. 254, 255. I'll let Langhoff talk him a little more to you.
LJ stole the thunder, but deservingly so, guys. The Belted Hog's awfully neat, shape-backed, wild-looking, comfortable and stout. This chromed up one needs to probably top the sale in terms of high-quality show prospects to go on and win. Man, she is so square, so opened up. I tell you what, you get a little fuzz, a little oil, and some cans of paint like LJ likes to do, and that thing looks like the kind that can go ahead and win at a high level. I'm not giving you this microphone, but man, that's a good one right there. I like that gilt quite well. She looks like one of the top vendors that will sell the Chosen Ones. Awfully neat one right there. Zimmerman in next. Tag 185 is going to be the crossbred boar, 23-liter Rogue payout. 185, like I said, Rogue payout timber. Rogue's the $43,000 boar that Warren Bros by. Their boar stud. I saw that pig. Man, I like him quite well. Mom is a payout daughter that was champion at Nebraska State Fair and several other shows. This pig's mom wins the Nebraska State Fair. Man, that makes you want to buy that hog for sure. Littermate sold extremely well at the Connection there in Indiana. I like this pig a lot. I know these guys are known for purebreds and spots especially. This crossbred boar pig is awfully neat.
Point blank, one of my short listers from last night. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know where this pig fits. I don't know if he keeps his seeds or he gets cut or you hammer down and show him early, or you hold on him and take him to a fall show. I guess that is for the buyer to dictate. But what I do know is if properly managed and controlled, that is one wicked kind of a boar pig that circles the ring. And he is stout. He is wicked. His proportions to me are as unique as any of them. That bear has hip. The length of his upper hip and the comfort of his hind leg is next level kind of a stuff to be that stout. I'll hit on the Rogue thing real quick. I don't know how many of you within the ring are familiar with Rogue or how many of you got him at home. I personally was not. Warren's buying for $40-some thousand from Farnham and then used him heavily at home. I'll be the first guy to tell you, I got a couple of them on feed actually, and I am pumped up about them. I think this Rogue thing's going to be big time good. I think they're going to be wicked. I trust that they're going to feed like that long term and stay looking like that. That's a really good pig from an awesome pedigree. My compliments to the Zimmerman crew on bringing something that looks like that.
Zimmerman staying in here, tag 186, and this is not a mate. This is a crossbred gilt, tag 186. Pay to play, hold out. Pay to play, I believe, is the Doug Albright boar that stands there at Danner's, and I saw a lot of pigs at his house this pay to play, and they got that same skull and arm and density, and man, they're still sound structured. Tag 186 is pay to play, hold out, blurred vision. Mom hung over 10 banners in her Texas show career, has a mate to her that is a staple foundation in the Zimmerman sow herd. I like hearing those pedigrees. I like hearing them sows stamped in some guys' pedigrees because, you know, they believe in their genetics. They believe in their stuff. Like I told you guys, these guys are known for purebred livestock, but they're just good stockmen. This hog's awfully neat.
This one's logical. Guesswork's out of it, and if you want to go home with no questions asked and you want something that you don't have to have any guesswork on, right here's the gilt you're going to load up today. And I don't know what she's going to cost. I'd assume she won't be cheap, and if she is cheap, I guarantee I'm going to own her. And even if she's not, I may still load her up. To me, there's no guesswork because everything fits. She's got the right shape, the right spread, the right feature. Everything looks like it needs to. All you got to do, take her home, keep her together, and keep her looking like that. You don't have to get her there. Man, she's already there for you. That's a wicked good gilt that's ready to rock. High-end kind of a crossbred gilt. Obviously, her mama got along good. I'm telling you, these Zimmerman hogs are going to feed. That's an awfully neat kind of a cross gilt that he brings us. Herd's the next one in the ring, and I don't know if he made it from the basketball coaching or whatnot, but as these pigs ran through the pen last night, everybody was going off, and we didn't know pedigrees, and we're trying to figure it out. Wicked set of pigs from Herd. 246 and 247 are in the ring. 246 is the blue one. Relentless, tricked out. 247's a Relentless, Next Intention. Good pair of them everybody was talking about. I ain't going to tell you they're the most shined on. I'm not so sure that they aren't the two with the highest ceiling. Awesome set of them. We'll hear what Langhoff has to say.
If you like buying hogs that you don't got to buy too many feed additives, here's probably the pair that you guys are after, and they're still in check behind. Man, I like these two, and I'm not sure their endpoint, maybe just a little bit different in terms of their endpoint, but I think awfully good. These Relentless pigs continue to get better, and I think this pair does that to a high level. I believe 246 is this blue hog to my left, dense, stout, wide, as much hair and fuzz as you'd ever want to play with. Man, I like the toughness of that one's skull and jawline and just just his ear set, and just he looks tough, if you will, in terms of his density. But man, I still think he's got enough look up front, if you will. This blue hog's got a little bit of the same tan that LJ's hog's got in terms of the sun. We're getting a lot of snow, but it looks like they got the lights working at home. But still, that hog's awfully good. Dense made, big armed, wide, stout, and square. They don't need all the additives, guys. These things look like they're just going to feed and continue to get better. Mark Hurd brings a really good set of them, both sired by Relentless. Blues is 46, 246. I believe the belt is going to be 247.
Going to get into the last pin here, the herd pigs. We've got a pair of gilts, Poland gilt, 245. She's a jump start. We don't know the bottom side on the paper here, but she will have a pedigree, and there will be a bottom side. And maybe if you talk real nice, you get to pick it. I don't think it matters what the bottom side of her pedigree is because she is very high end. And then the herd crossbred gilt, another Relentless, back on in 8 seconds, mama. Good set of them from herd. We'll see what Langhoff knows about them.
Man, 3 different Relentless pigs and 3 different mamas, if you will, and that just speaks to the volume of what they thought of that boar. And I tell you what, guys, them pigs are awfully good in the United States. And this thin belted gilt, she's not the most opened up. She's not the readiest hog that we've seen all day long, but man, she can run out here in terms of her skeletal quality. Her angles off either end of her framework, and her shape up high is awfully good. Still neat looking from the side. I think an awfully good prospect for them. We don't know the bottom side of this Poland gilt, but when I have to ask myself, is that a Poland or is that a spot, looking to my right, probably a pretty good sign. Wild looking, shapely backed, awesome proportions from the side view profile. She looks awfully expensive to me. Not sure what the mom is, don't really care. That's an awfully good purebred gilt that Herd will bring you to the chosen ones. Good set of 4 that Mark Herd brings you. What's the black dot tag number? 179. Dog is not for sale out here. Don Chesky comes in next. A tag 179 is going to be the crossbred gilt. Picture Perfect Slim Shady. That's the one directly in front of me. Crossbred gilt from Don Chesky. 178 is going to be a crossbred boar pig. Outrage, money's on. Not sure what all these have to do with the online sale the other day, but maybe they're mates, maybe they're not. But I think they sold the bejesus out of a couple of them, and they looked awfully expensive, and I'm sure got good homes. Boar Pig's aunt was a Division I class winner at the Iowa State Fair in 2024, was a D3 class winner at Exarban. I think that's awfully neat. Mama the Gilt was a litter mate to Slim Shady. That went on a winning spree in 24, hang 37 banners. Littermate Barra had 20 of them, won his county, won the best of the West, and went to all Iowa. For sure. So I think a neat pedigree. When these guys send us big, long lists like that, they believe in their genetics. It'd be interesting to see what LJ's got to say about these. This Don Chesky crew is on an absolute tear lately.
Hunter teed it up perfect, man. They've been selling them real good, and I think we all wish we could sell them like that, and they're selling them good because their stock is good. To me, this gilt is nice and fundamental, not messed up. You want a gilt that's going to go home, grow, do the right things, and be the right kind of project when you get to your show in July or even August. Hey, there's your gilt for you. I guess I want to take a little more time to talk about the boy pig. That's an interesting male. Maybe it is just burly and dense and moderate of one as we've seen. Study the roll to his back and then to his body wall. That's a round-bodied kind of a crossbred barrow boar pig, whatever he ends up being. Mean mug, stout, broad, good kind of a pig. I think in the right situation, that one's going to be pretty dangerous. My compliments to Don Jeskies. They brought us a really good pair of them.
89. Atkins. 89 189
Atkins drops in next, and we talk about cats that had to travel a little ways, and you know they traveled because they're proud of what they bring you. Man, Alex got a wicked good pair of them. The Calico Gilt that's got everybody fired up is 189. Gilt would be a hang-tight clause. 190 is the black-headed target rum to mate sister, if you will. Once again, a hang-tight clause. Wicked good pair from Atkins. Man, as different as anything we've got within the barn right here in front of you. Don't miss out.
We'll talk about the black-headed one first that Wellman's on, and I like that hog's basic build. I like her comfort level. I like her extra shape and dimension up high. Man, a big rib cage, and that he's got rolled up in that one. Going to continue to get better as the days go on. This calico looks expensive. If you don't like that head shape, if you don't like that length of body and length out back, then maybe try to show a sheep or a goat, because this is one of the very best that we're going to see come through the ring today. I don't care that she's got a show against the darks. That thing's just different. I love her head shape. I love her quality. He's got her absolutely ready to roll today, but she looks like the kind that's going to continue to get better. Not sure what he said on pedigree here, but hang tight claws. That sounds like a pedigree that's going to continue to get better. Atkins drives a long way. Only brings 2 of them. These look like some sale highlights to me. Awfully good pair that Alec brings you. All 3? No, thank God. What's his tag? 276. 276? Cale Boyson, KB Show Pigs comes in next. Tag 276 is going to be the crossbred boar Stud Monkey tricked out. Was at Cale's the other day looking at hogs, kicking through them, trying to buy as many as I can. He told me no on a whole bunch of them, throwing them on the online sale. I said, how about them over there by themselves? He said, those are for chosen ones. And he brings the best of them to you guys for the chosen ones every single time. Man, I like this pig. LJ's got a bunch of words I'm sure he'll describe to you. This one's awfully good.
I don't think it'll take a lot of words on K. Boyson's pins. Man, these things are good, and what's interesting to me is I really don't know what the best one is of them. I love this pig in the ring, but to me, top to bottom, all 3 that he brings are wicked, and it's going to be fun to talk about the next 2. Let's talk about this one here real quick. The hardest back shape, the broadest build, the EST in terms of just head shape, hind leg density, and a view going right away from you in terms of pin set, spread, squareness at the surface. This thing is massive. He is burly, and he is gorilla stout, and yet everything's still in check. When he comes at you, the look he's got, man, that thing's awfully neat. I don't know what his end point is in terms of if he's going to get collected or if somebody's going to get to cut him. I'm here to tell you that's a really, really good pig. If you're serious about the show pig game and like owning high-end stuff, that's probably the one I'd try to grab off the top.
I guess we're doing a bunch of single entries. Here we go. That's okay. Cale Boyson, I think, deserves to do it. And a guy that's been doing at a high level. He was nearly dead here at the Sweethearts, so he deserves to be in the ring by himself out here, because some of these are the very, very best ones that we'll see today. I believe this is tag 277. It's going to be his crossbred guild entry. Is a Clout heavy hitter. Saw her as well. Was not able to take her home with me. But, man, it's to your guys' value. She was a little skinny when I saw her. Dang, she looks good today. That one's awfully special from Boyson.
If the Clouts look like that, it's going to be wicked good. Wild kind of a gilt. Got one more dropping in. What's her tag number on the next one? 278, yet another stud monkey pig, mate to the first one that comes in. And when he came in last night, I thought wickedly different, built just like his brother from a height to length ratio, a look, and just an interest standpoint. Bear that's just a little skinnier in his midsection, but a wild built kind of a pig. Wild set of them from K. Boyson. You got to get them up and study. If you don't get your first one or your favorite one bought, man, I wouldn't leave the cell, because I think he is 3 deep on heat. You got to check him out. Get the one that works for you. K. Boyson brings us one heck of a set.
Shrek Dog's in next and sends the minions out here with some good ones. Tag 259 and tag 258. Tag 259, it's going to be the one Mitch is on right here in the gray coat. That's going to be a power hour, no stranger. Alex there in the black is going to be on the wider belted male hog. That's 258. That's a power hour roll call. Male is a power hour roll call. Rusty Cage's sister is on the male. Gilt's a power hour, no stranger, next intention. Schwecky's at home raising hogs and doing dad things, but man, he brings a heck of a set of these power hours to the chosen ones. We'll let LJ describe them to you, but this boar is at an absolute tear for these guys.
Yeah, obviously Schwecky is at the top of the game that we all try to be and has been for a long time, and he's got established success because he's making hogs build like the pair in the ring. I must admit to you that I was heartbroken this morning when the sale order came out. I was really hoping this crossbred gilt was going to be an all-time barn find. That is one wicked big, and I don't know where she ends up or where she fits, but I challenge you to find a view going right away that's as stout, as burly, and just as impressive as that one's is with that kind of reach and just go at the ground. That's a wicked kind of a gilt. Right now, man, she's got to put all the pieces together, but, man, they're big and they're interesting. When she ties it all together, that is going to be one wild kind of an individual. Male piggy selling in the later rounds real good. Fundamental, everything fits. Pig's just skinny, immature, and a little green, if you will. You give him some time. Let him get home, do what he's supposed to do. I'm here to tell you, I guarantee you Schwecky hogs are going to feed. That thing is going to be a great purchase for whoever gets him gathered. Awesome pair from Schwecky. Thanks to Zach for sending us down an awesome, awesome pair of them. $265 and $266 coming. 265 is the belt. 266 is the blacktop. They come in from Leto and crew here. 265, 266, both 17-liter pigs. El Guapo tricked outs. I thought an awesome set last night as the boys unloaded them. Man, as they hydrate and fill up and come back today, to me this set is as ready to rock and just impressive after a day in the barn as any of them. These guys have got them looking the part. They looked good last night. Can't wait to hear what Hunter has to say about them.
Some of my very best friends, and obviously they're on a tear in terms of this red deal. Wherever in the country they sell them, but these crosses are back, if you will, in terms of their quality. I like these three awfully well, and it doesn't give you that much. It gives you even more confidence when all three that Leto brings you are all litter mates. He couldn't decide which one he liked the best. We looked at them a week ago and said, all right, what one should we take? We had no idea. Let's take all three of them. So pick your color pattern you like, pick the end point you like, and these are awfully good, high-quality beras and that I believe Ty brings you all male hogs. This black dotted one is big. He's elevated. He's neat looking from the side. He looks like a heavyweight at the Iowa State Fair that's going to be a contender. It's so hard to find good built hogs that still got bone work and stoutness down low. This El Guapo deal worked at Leto's extremely good. I like this belted hog quite well in terms of his a little bit more moderate in terms of his kind. He's a little denser and stouter about his rear leg than even his brother out here. And, man, he's still got a waspy look up front. This pair of them's awfully, awfully good. They're about to drop one of the best ones you'll see all day out next. El Guapo tricked out from Leto.
The last one we're going to run through the preview, maybe set the stage up for him to be the most impressive one. 264, Leto Show Pigs, crossbred more, mate to the ones we just see. El Guapo tricked out. Not a lot that needs to be said. Man, this is one wild way to end it. I thought we started hot. We're probably closing as strong as anybody is, man. This thing is wicked good. Can't wait to hear what Hunter tells us about him.
Stay in the seats one more minute, guys, because this is one of the very best ones that we'll see today. I talk about Leto Show Pigs, some of my very best friends, but you come for the Busch Light, you stay for the champions, guys, and this one is awfully, awfully good. Whether he's a boar prospect or you want to cut him and try to win the Iowa State Fair, let's do it with this one right here. He's awfully good. El Guapo tricked out. I'm not going to describe him to you. Look at this hog, guys. If you don't like him, someone next to you is probably going to feed him. That one's awfully good from Leto Show Pigs. We round out with an absolute bang. Heck of a set that the Chosen Ones and Ames version number 2 brings to you. We got about a half hour till sale starts, I'd say, Scotty. We'll kick through them in the back, ask them guys what the sows have done, kick them out of the pen, check them out. We'll start the sale here in about a half hour. Also, if you don't have a bidder number, go into the back, get you a bidder number. We'll get signed up.